Hello, everyone, and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. My name is Paulina. I am the community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar, where we will be talking about how to create a SCORM course with iSpring Suite. And to cover this topic for you, I have invited my colleague from Technical Support Department, Arina Vass.
So, hi everyone, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm happy to start our webinar. I hope everyone can hear me well. If something goes wrong or any questions arise during the presentation, please feel free to let us know in the question box on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel. Every week at our webinar sessions, we cover vital e-learning topics to help our customers get the best results through e-learning. And today we decided to cover one very important topic that will be useful for those who just start to create courses and implement e-learning in their business. Today we will talk about the basics of the most common format for online courses, which is SCORM. But before we move on, let's quickly launch a poll. We are wondering how many of you are familiar with SCORM standard. Paulina, can you please help us?
Sure thing. So far we have pretty much the same votes for both yes and no, but the most of them are for the second option, which is heard about the SCORM standard, but would like to learn more. Okay, just as I mentioned, half of you guys would like to learn more, so let's not hold any longer. Arena, let me pass the mic back to you.
Thank you. I'm super happy that you'd like to know more about SCORM. That's always a good thing. So let's begin. During today's webinar, I'm going to tell you what SCORMs is, how it works, and what benefits this format has. Next, we will learn how to set up a SCORM course in iSpring Suite authoring tool. Then, how to publish a course to SCORM and upload it to an LMS. And finally, how to get statistics and do basic troubleshooting. And now let's dive into exploring SCORM standard. Before start, let me give you a brief definition of what SCORM is in general. In fact, SCORM is a standard or a list of technical requirements. This list tells us how to make a course that will work on any platform. There is a detailed description of the e-learning course structure and the principles of its interaction with learning management systems. Looking back into the history, as soon as computers have become available, people started actively using them for education. And that has been a great improvement in e-learning industry, but there were several issues. The first one was that every company developed courses in their own format, and there was no way to share or sell them. The second problem is that most e-learning materials were in the format of the plain documents, and we couldn't say for sure if the student really studied the material. Then there was no way to make courses interactive and more fun for a student. And it was not possible to control how user is navigating between slides and modules. We couldn't prevent users from skipping slides. So the question was, what could resolve all of these issues? And it is SCORM. Developing a unified standard resolved all of these issues at once. Here are the benefits of the SCORM standard over others. The first one is compatibility. Almost any LMS will recognize a SCORM course. The next one is saving progress. A student doesn't have to go through the whole course at once. User progress is saved and restored when they get back. The next one is feedback. You will be able to see the student's progress in the reports as SCORM sends the information to the LMS. And finally, it is a clear course structure. You can create a set of rules for moving between sections. For example, learners may need to read all of the information slides and only after that go to the final test. To better understand what SCORM format is, let's see what this acronym stands for. SCO is a shareable content object. RM is a reference model. Shareable content object means that SCORM is a course that can be used in different SCORM-compliant learning management systems. So once you create a SCORM course, you can upload it to almost any LMS that supports it. Reference model part means that SCORM is a standard. In other words, a set of rules explaining how every e-learning course should work and interact with an LMS. So here is a definition on the screen. Great news is that actual course authors don't need to worry about creating the correct file structure to make sure it works in the LMS. Authoring tools, for example, iSpring Suite Toolkit, allow you to create fully compatible courses in just a couple of clicks. And I'll show you how to do it with iSpring later during our today's webinar. Now, when we learned what SCORM acronym means and know its advantages, let's talk about the versions of the standard. I'm pretty sure you've came across them and wondering how they are different. There are two versions of SCORM, 1.2 and 2004. Each version has its own technical features and advantages. The most important difference is how it shows the user results. Version 1.2 indicates in the report how much of the course the learner has studied. And version 2004 gives us more detailed information. In SCORM 1.2, a single value is submitted to an LMS based on completion status, which is slide views, and success status, which is overall quizzes score. And in version 2004, two independent values are submitted. The first one is completion, which is slide view progress, and success, which is a general score of all quizzes. It makes learner statistics more clear. So it means that in SCORM 1.2, we can say that Mary just completed 70% of the course. And in SCORM 2004, we can say that Mary viewed all slides but failed the quizzes. Another great feature of SCORM standard is an ability to save, keep, and restore user progress. In other words, SCORM can save how many slides users viewed, which quizzes they took, and which interactions they visited, and then restore user progress based on this information when the course is reopened. This information is called suspend data. In SCORM 1.2, the size of suspend data is very limited, and you can see how many characters it includes on the screen. And it means that progress of large courses may not be restored correctly. But in SCORM 2004, SCORM 2004 will work perfectly if your courses have a lot of slides. Its limit of suspend data is much bigger. And now you are probably wondering which version you need to use. And the answer is very simple. You need to use the one that your LMS supports. To find out which option will be the best, you can contact the support of your LMS or look up the information in the supported LMS list on our website. Actually, my colleague Paulina will share a link in chat. If you don't see your LMS in the list, you are very welcome to send us a request so that we can check how our courses work in your LMS, and you will see this option on our website. And actually, it's very important to mention that iSpring courses are compatible with the top LMS systems. And this is what our customers continuously mention in their testimonials and reviews. What is another advantage of SCORM standard? It's very user-friendly. One of the key features of SCORM format is an ability to save, keep, and restore user progress on the course. Users won't lose their work and they will never have to start all over again if they close the course. And this feature is called Resume. To provide the best user experience for your learners, it's very important to know how Resume feature works and how a course restores progress. So now let me tell you the most crucial steps of this process. The first step is saving user progress. For example, courses created with iSpring Suite authoring tool save progress every 15 seconds and on every user action, such as advancing a slide in the presentation, answering a quiz question, or closing the browser window. Then this information is submitted to the LMS. As I already mentioned, this information is called suspend data. LMS just keeps it and does not process this information. Its task is to return what is written in suspend data back to a course when a user opens it again. And thanks to this data, when users get back to a course, they will find themselves where they were at last time. And you can actually adjust resume settings in iSpring Suite Editor. And I'll show you how to do that later. So I think that's it about the basics of the SCORM standard. Of course, there are lots of other peculiarities that you can find in the Articles Now website and on the official website of SCORM developers. And now, when we have a better understanding about SCORM, we can switch to practice and create a SCORM course with iSpring Suite. You will see that it only takes 3 steps to do that. Step 1 is to design a PowerPoint presentation. Step 2 is to publish it to SCORM. And finally, step 3, upload to your learning management system. And I think now I can close this presentation and go to PowerPoint, where I already started working on my course. Today, I'm going to create a course on a vital topic, which is business sustainability, using our powerful authoring tool, iSpring Suite. For those who are new to iSpring, iSpring Suite is a PowerPoint add-in that allows you to develop quality courses, video lectures, and assessments that will work on any desktop, laptop, and mobile platform. As you can see, iSpring is integrated into PowerPoint and appears as an additional tab. You can use any of the PowerPoint features such as animations or triggers or transitions and designs, and then enhance your courses with interactive quizzes or dialogue simulations and publish them to SCORM to upload to your learning management system. To save time, I already created 3 slides with the help of regular PowerPoint options. So I have some images from the free stock photo website. I added some text. And on the second slide, I actually used templates from our content library. Let me show you. So content library is a huge collection of e-learning essentials, such as course templates, characters, backgrounds, icons, and buttons, which you can use in your courses. Content library comes with a full service subscription to iSpring Suite. And if you're interested, please let us know in the chat. One of our sales managers will get back to you as soon as possible after the webinar. As I mentioned, I'm not going to work in PowerPoint slides today, but I will add an interaction and a quiz so that we can see a score that we get in the end. So here on slide 4, I'm going to add a quiz. To add a quiz with iSpring, you will need to add a blank slide in PowerPoint. I already have one, so just click Insert and go to New Slide. Then you will need to go to iSpring Suite tab and click Quiz here. I have a quiz that I created in advance, so I will click Browse and open this quiz. Once you add it, you will find yourself in the iSpring quiz editor, where you can add some questions, you can apply settings to your questions, and adjust points for the questions and so on. We are not going to change anything today, so I'll just click Save and return to course. And we will see in the end of the webinar how this quiz looks when it's published. We will need to wait for a couple of seconds. And now I'm going to add an interaction. And interaction does not have any questions in it. It's not scored, but it will be like a PowerPoint slide, but with interactive buttons on it. You will see in a moment. So here is the iSpring Interactions editor, where you can add different types of interactions that users can click on, and let's save and return to course, and you will see in the end how it looks. Actually, if you are interested on how we created quizzes and interactions, we have a separate webinar on this, and you are very welcome to see the whole process of creating a quiz with iSpring. So if you feel like it's not enough about iSpring and about iSpring editor, you're very welcome to see our other webinars where we cover it in detail. And looks like we are done with the course, and the last step we are going to do is to set up a resume for our course. To set up resume option, I will need to go to player, then click playback and navigation, and here on restart I will select prompt to resume, because I want that a course asks my user if ask my users if they want to continue from slide 1 or go to a slide where they were at when they closed the course. So I think we will select prompt to resume here and click apply and close. So now let's move on to the most important part, which is publishing to SCORM format. And to do that, I will need to click publish. Please note that if you are already an iSpring Learn user, you can upload your courses directly to iSpring Learn. And if you're new to iSpring, iSpring Learn is a learning management system that we also provide. And iSpring Suite tool works perfectly in a bundle with iSpring Learn. However, we are going to follow the rule that the course must be shareable and work in any other SCORM compliant LMS. So I will select a tab that says LMS. All I need to do is to select SCORM format. I will select SCORM 2004 as it is the most recent one. Then I will go to Customize and click Customize again. Actually, don't forget to select 4th edition here. It's important because only in the 4th edition you will get the 64,000 characters of suspend data that I mentioned, and that will help you to restore progress on large courses correctly. So when 4th edition is selected, you need to click Customize once again. And here in these settings, you can rate number of slides. You can select which quizzes are going to be rated, and you can also set up the custom passing score. Let's change it to 60. All right, I think we are done with the progress and completion settings, and I can click OK, then click Save. And now it's time to publish our course. I'm going to click Publish here, and we will have to wait for a couple of minutes. It might take some time if the course is large, but you can always go and have some coffee because iSpring Suite will convert the course to SCORM for you.
While it's converting, can I ask you a super quick question?
Sure.
So we had a question if iSpring Courses is also responsive for mobile phones.
Oh, yes, actually, iSpring courses are fully compatible with mobile phones. You don't need to create several versions for different devices, and you can actually check it in the preview to see how courses work on mobile phone. I can show that in a second. I'll click open to have my folder with the course, and then I will preview one slide to show you how the quiz looks on the mobile phone.
By the way, guys, I also have my other colleague, Stefan Burley, helping us with questions coming in the chat during the session. So thank you very much, Stefan, for doing that because we have a lot of questions right now.
Yeah, Stefan, thank you so much. And actually, yes, so our courses work on any mobile platforms such as iOS, Android, and other mobile devices. And when you preview your course, you will be able to immediately check how it looks on different devices. And I'm showing a quiz here. As you can see, it's fully compatible with mobile phones and also with the desktop. So it's very easy. You can check how it looks. And if you need to fix something, just go back to a course and fix it. So I think that's clear. And you can see that that courses are fully compatible. iSpring courses are fully compatible with mobile devices. And now let's go back to SCORM. I already have a folder with my published course open. And once you publish your course to SCORM, in the output you will get a zip file. You can see the one I created in the folder on my screen. And if I click this file, inside you will see the course structure that allows to run the course and communicate with the LMS. It looks complicated, but you actually don't need to change anything here. Please note that if you notice any imperfections after you publish the project, you will need to go back to your project in PowerPoint, edit it, and then republish it with iSpring. And I think we are almost done. All we need to do is to upload our SCORM course to a learning management system and test how it works. And today, let me open my presentation. So today I'm going to upload it to the best ever platform for course testing that is used by SCORM authors and software developers. This platform is called SCORM Cloud, and this is an LMS that is provided by actual inventors of a SCORM standard, Rustici software. Let me open my browser and show you how the SCORM Cloud account looks like. Actually, please note that we do have another product which is called iSpring Cloud. I know it's similar, but they're different. And SCORM Cloud is not our software, so it is not provided by iSpring. It is created by Rustici software to test courses. So it is just in case you are having questions or wondering how it is different from iSpring Cloud that we have. And the great part is that any person can create a free account in SCORM Cloud and benefit from testing capabilities that it provides. Once you sign in, you will have 100 megabytes of free space to upload your courses and test how they work. And it is also perfect for troubleshooting. If you encounter an issue with your course, you can easily test it and decide what to do next. Before we upload our course to SCORM Cloud, I'm going to tell you how to do basic troubleshooting in SCORM Cloud. And here is an idea. If you encounter an issue with your course, you will need to publish it to SCORM, upload it to SCORM Cloud, and then see. So if the course works smoothly in SCORM Cloud, you will need to contact the LMS support. But if you are able to reproduce the issue with the course, you will need to check the course settings or contact authoring tools support. And that is actually what you can do. Besides that, you can also check some more complicated things on the course, but that will help you. But anyways, that will help you to save some time and identify where you need to go with your issue. So, all right, and now let's upload our file that we published recently and see how it works in SCORM Cloud. I will click Add Content here, go to Import the SCORM, click Browse, and I will need to open the folder where I have my course. One moment. So I will copy the path, insert it here, and add my zip archive that I have. Let's wait for a couple more minutes for the course to upload to a SCORM Cloud account. Almost done. And now the course is uploaded to a SCORM Cloud account. Let's click Launch and see how it works. Here it is. I'm going to click Next. As you can see, there are my slides that I created in PowerPoint, and now the course has iSpring Player around it. And if you want, you can fully customize this player, add your own colors, change text, and change the placement of the panels. So anything you want, it is fully customizable. Here is slide 3 and the slide with the quiz. And let's take the quiz. All right, I think that's correct. Now, let's see if I get this one correctly. Sorry, it is not. And let's take this quiz. All right, I think I will just do it like I remember that. Sorry. And let's go to the interaction on slide 5. And as you can see, an interaction is a slide where you can click and read some text in the boxes. And we have 12 different interaction types that you can use for your courses and see if they fit your see if they fit your task that you need to accomplish with this e-learning course. And I think that's it. Let's close it and see how we are doing. Actually, I failed it because I didn't answer that correctly, didn't answer the quiz correctly, but I've got a complete status because, as I mentioned, SCORM 2004 sends two different variables. And the first one is how if I viewed all slides, and I viewed all of them, so I got complete. But I failed the last quiz, so I've got failed status and my score based on how I completed the quiz. And also, I want to show you one more thing, and that is a resume feature. To do this, I will need to click launch again, go to launch course. And as you can see, it is asking me if I want to start from the very beginning or from the last slide. I've just took the course and I want to take it once again, so I'm not going to click yes. I will click no, and I will find myself on the first slide. If I clicked yes, I would be on the slide with an interaction, which is slide 5. So all right, I think that's it about SCORM standard basics. Today we did a lot of work. We looked into some tech features, as it's always good to know more about things you work with every day. Also, now we know why SCORM format is much better than other types of learning materials. And we also learned what this mysterious SCORM acronym means. And finally, we know how the two versions of the standard are different. Also, we learn how to create fancy courses with iSpring, publish to SCORM format, and track it in the LMS in 3 easy steps. I hope our today's webinar was useful and interesting for you. And now I am ready for the Q&A session. Let me pass the mic to Paulina.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Arena. And thanks to you guys for being so active, for sending in your questions, and for participating in our polls. Let's start with the very first question from Abhishek. Arena, can we change the mobile layout of quiz, like color, etc.?
Thank you so much for your question. I'm afraid that it's not possible to change the color of the mobile or player, and we did that to make sure that the mobile version plays perfectly on any device. So I'm afraid that you can do this for the desktop version, but cannot do for the mobile.
Thank you very much. Let me read the next question. Okay, so Jay is asking, how do you update a course that has already been published to your LMS?
I see. So first you will need to go back to the PowerPoint presentation, make changes that you need, and then go through the publishing process again. Actually, you will get a new zip file and that you will need to upload to your learning management system. Many modern LMSs allow you to replace the content. For example, in the iSpring Learn LMS, if you upload the course with the same name, it will be updated and the user statistics won't be lost on this version. So if your LMS has this option, you can definitely use it. But in general, you need to edit the PowerPoint and republish.
Thanks a lot. Next question from Sandy. We use Moodle, so we need to use SCORM 1.2. Might the person's internet connection also affect where they are able to resume?
Yes, you can publish the SCORM 1.2. And as for the internet connection, yes, it can definitely affect how users are progressing. If, for example, the internet connection is lost, it is possible that the statistics won't be sent to the LMS, or users may be experiencing issues with the videos or something like this. So I recommend having stable internet connection when working, when taking the course.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Next question from Karen. We have published training into a different LMS. We do not get trainees' results consistently from iSpring in our email. Is there a setting to ensure we are emailed the results?
I see. Yes, you can actually do this. And in quizzes, you can set up email reporting. And when you create quiz, you need to go to properties, go to reporting, and put your email address here. And all of the user results will be sent to on all of the user results on the quiz will be sent to this email. And if you see that some of the results are not being delivered to your email, that can happen due to security settings on your mail server. So you need to so we have an email address that we use to send notifications, and you will need to whitelist this email. You will need to ask the IT department to whitelist this email, and after that, all of the results will reach you without no problem. And if you really want to solve this issue, you're very welcome to send us an email to support@ispring.com.
Thanks a lot. And the next question is from Wolf. Can you track the interaction?
Interactions are like slides. So if you publish an interaction as a standalone file, every slide of the interaction will be considered a slide. However, if you add an interaction on the slide of the presentation, an interaction will be considered like a view of one slide.
Mm-hmm. Hope that answers your question, Wolf. And the next one is from Ron. Does the drag and drop type work on smartphones?
Yes, sure. Drag and drop question works on smartphones, and I can demonstrate that. I will click question, give the drag and drop. So I won't be creating anything complicated here. I'll just add a couple of shapes with PowerPoint to see how it looks in general. So I will add some circles that I will need to drag to the blue square like this. One second. Here it is. So when I drag it, that is how it looks in the desktop mode. And now let's look at the mobile phone. Basically, you will need to hold an object with like uh, tap on the object and drag it to the uh, correct area. I think it looks even better in the horizontal mode. That's it.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the next question from Greg. We mostly use videos for our courses rather than slides. Do SCORM 1.2 and 2004 both allow users to save their spot in a video to return to later?
Actually, if you add a video on a slide and hide the controls, it should restore the user progress on the video on a slide. We tested it in some LMSs and it works. So you will need to check if it works in your LMS.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. And Danny is asking, do you suggest publishing to the SCORM Cloud to test before uploading to our primary LMS?
So if you're interested to see how it works, you can definitely do this, but I think it's not an essential step. So you can upload it directly to your LMS and see how it works. And then if you notice something wrong with the course, you can definitely go back to SCORM Cloud and see how it works there. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
really need to use it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot. And Mohammed is asking, what is the difference between the normal iSpring LMS and the iSpring Cloud?
I see. So iSpring Learn LMS is the full LMS, which has an option to add users, assign courses, and track results. And iSpring Cloud is more like Google Drive. You will be able to upload your courses there, and then send a link to as many people as you want. But you will not have any tracking there. You will only see who viewed the course if you invite people via email.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for your answer. And next question from Anisha. Can we have forced navigation option in the course?
Sure, you can definitely do this, and that will work perfectly. To set it up, you will need to go to iSpring Suite, go to Player, select Playback and Navigation, and set navigation type to limited or forward only. If you select limited, users will be able to go back to the slides that they already viewed, but they won't be able to go to the next slide before the narration on the slide is over. And you can also select forward only. In this case, users won't be able to go back and will have to wait till the narration is over to go back to go to the next slide. Usually I go with a limited navigation, and then I also go to bottom bar, and I recommend unselecting allow to seek using seek bar, because if you have it selected, users will be able to just click to the end of the uh, video on the slide and listen for 1 second and then proceed. But if you unselect it, you won't be able to click through the video or narration. So these two options, allow to seek using seek bar unselected and navigation type limited or forward only.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for your answer. Next question from Dion. Does iSpring have a function for translating to other languages?
Mhm. I see. Actually, you can translate iSpring Player. The everything that you have on the player can be translated into the languages that you see on the screen, or you can write your own translation here in the right column. If you type anything here, that will be changed. Uh, but there is no option to translate actual content on the slides. So you will need to use some other tool or translate it manually. But as for the player, you can definitely do this.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And Just Jeed is asking how we can create a video lecture with quiz and interactions using iSpring Suite.
Sure, you can definitely do this. To create a video lecture, you need to click player and switch to video lecture player. Once you add your video in manage narration, the video will be shown in this screen. And if you have any quizzes next to your video, they will also be interactive.
Okay, let's move on to the next question from Carl. Can you create different pathways for students to pick different ways through the course?
Sure, you can definitely do this with branching. And to set up branching, you need to go to slide properties. And here you will be able to select which slide a user will go to. Also, you can use PowerPoint hyperlinks to navigate users through the slides. And another great feature you can do is setting up branching on quiz completion. So if on pass, you can set up which slide a user will go at on pass or on fail.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So let's move on to the question from Janice. Is there a limit to size of the video that can be embedded and converted? For example, 800 megabytes.
Mhm. I see. So you can add any video to your course, so it is not limited when you are publishing the project. But please note, if you're going to upload it to the iSpring Learn LMS or iSpring Cloud, you will have a 2 GB limit for one course. You can upload as many as you want, but one single course must be below 2 MB. And that is only for our LMS. If you don't have any limit in your LMS, you can definitely use any videos in your course and publish them.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Um, just a moment. Next question from Michelle. Could you please describe folders that are created after publishing res, index, etc.?
I see. Okay. If you close it, so if you go to a folder where you have the SCORM course, inside you will see this thing, and in the res folder, you will find the index file and data file. But you actually don't need to apply any changes to your SCORM file, you need to just upload a zip package. So we do have some peculiarities for some LMS systems, and they are described on our supported LMS list. If you're wondering, you can just check your LMS in the supported LMS, and if you see some comments on what you can do to upload your course to the LMS, you can check it here. But if there is nothing about peculiarities that I mentioned, you just need to upload a course directly to your LMS without making any changes to it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And Melissa is asking, do you have to create the quizzes and interactions in separate files?
No, you actually don't need to do this. The iSpring suite will do that for you. When you work with iSpring, you just need to put the presentation to some empty folder, and when you add quizzes from iSpring suite, just open your presentation, go to iSpring suite and click quiz, and then click graded quiz. Once you are done with it, a quiz file will be saved in this folder automatically, and you will be able to use this file in other projects or publish as a standalone quiz.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And another question, is there a way to track if they clicked on all of the interactions?
Sure, you can definitely do this. I already showed you how to limit the navigation between slides, but if you have an interaction, you will need to go to slide properties, click interaction here, go to properties, and set previous and next buttons to advance items in the interaction. Once you have that, users won't be able to skip it by clicking next. And if you want to make sure that they don't skip any of the steps, you need to unselect this one, which is allow user to interrupt the interaction.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot. And Marisa is curious, how does the publishing to YouTube work? Is there any special tracking? And what about the quiz element? Would that be disabled?
Um, so you will be able to upload your presentation as a slideshow to YouTube. That will be a video, so quizzes and interactions will not work in the video format. They will appear as the slides you see here. So I do not recommend adding quizzes to courses that you are going to publish to the video format. And to publish to YouTube, you need to go to publish, click YouTube, log into your account, and then publish. You will not see any tracking in iSpring, but you will see the tracking on YouTube. I mean, usual YouTube features for the videos.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thanks a lot. And Zamir is curious, can we just upload the SCORM on SCORM Cloud but launch from our LMS application?
I don't think so, because SCORM Cloud is a different platform, and you need to upload it to your LMS to be able to open it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot for clarifying that. And Ariana is asking, would you show how to create the interaction on slide 5 again, please?
Sure, I will definitely do this. Basically, you need to create a new slide. I have one here. Then go to interaction, then click new interaction and select one of the interaction types that you see here. I like the hotspot one, so I will select it and click create interaction. In hotspot interaction, you will need to add a picture. Then you may add some more hotspots if you need, for example, for this part. Then you need to add text here, rename your steps if you need. And then when you preview that, you will see that users can click on the hotspots on the image and read the text. And that is just one of the interaction types. You can check other interaction types and see which one works the best for you.
Thank you very much. Mark is asking, are we able to customize the characters options for specific types of training, for example, like firefighting?
I see. So basically, characters are just pictures that you download from our server, and you can do anything with them after you've added them on your slide. For example, if I add this guy and click insert, I will get a picture of him, which sorry, I want to delete this. Okay, I have a picture of the guy, and I can save this picture and apply some changes with Photoshop or do anything you want. So they are just images. I
Mm-hmm.
hope that answers the question.
James asking, how do I publish a course to my website?
I see. So to publish your course to the website, you need to click Publish again, and this time select My Computer tab, and then click Publish. In the output, you will get index file and data folder that you need to upload to your web hosting and then add to your website. And actually, if you don't have a web hosting, you can try iSpring Cloud, where you can upload your course and then get an embed code. So, but if you have your own one, just use My Computer tab.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot. Anvar is asking, what is the difference between tick on iSpring Player app?
I see. So if you selected iSpring Play app and then put your course on a website, when users open it on their mobile phone, they will be asked if they want to open a course in the browser or open in the iSpring app. And to do that, they will need to download the app from the App Store. It's absolutely free.
Thank you very much. Mona is curious, when can we use iSpring Learn?
So iSpring Learn is a learning management system that allows you to train your employees. For example, you can add people who add your interns to the learning management system and create courses for them, then assign these courses to the students and see how they are progressing. So that is for for organizing training in your company. I mean, distance training.
Thank you very much. Rima is asking, what are all the different factors that affect the time reported for SCORM courses? We get different times. Some see very low, even though we know more time is spent.
Well, actually, LMS should track the time correctly. For example, I have 1 minute, 57 seconds here, but it can show a long time, that it can show that a user spent long time if they didn't close the tab. For example, they might have left it open for the day, and then it shows that a user have spent 20 hours on the course. And as for the short time, when it does not show the correct timing, I mean, when it shows less than the user spent on the course, you need to check it in SCORM Cloud. That looks more like an issue than the one when you so when
Hmm.
you have more time shown.
Hmm. Thank you very much. Sandy is asking, is there any way to see whether a SCORM is past the character limit when using SCORM 1.2?
So I believe you can just upload to your LMS, then try to close it on a slide like slide 50 or slide 60, then close it and see if it restores progress correctly. If it's correct, then it's fine.
Hmm.
And if you see it, so I hope that's clear. We can move on to the next question.
Okay, thank you. Sherry's has a specific question. We are using D2L as our LMS, and I have student results emailed to me. The
Mhm.
SCORM scores in the LMS do not match what I receive via email results. Where might be the problem here?
So in the email, you receive quiz results, and in the LMS, you see the results on the whole course, and that can be different from the quiz. I believe that is an issue. And if you notice the same results, I mean different results in the LMS and on your email address, if you have just one quiz,
Hmm.
you can contact our tech support and we will find out what's going on.
Hmm. Thanks a lot. And let's move on to the next question. Stacy is asking, how do you build in an acknowledgement page that viewers digitally sign that they understood the material presented to them?
So you can do this with this survey. I believe in iSpring you can add a survey on the last slide and then see the results of this survey sent to your email address. And as many results you get, it means that these people completed the course.
So, Hal is saying, I've done about 6 iSpring SCORMs, and the email responses have always been completely dependable. Is that what you were discussing, Arena, earlier?
I believe so. So in just to make sure it's clear, in iSpring you can only email the results of the quiz. It's not possible to email the results of the whole SCORM course.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Abhishek is asking, close button doesn't work at the end of the quiz. What could be the issue?
That can be, and it can happen in some loading management systems when the iframe used blocks the code that is meant to close the tab. So it is a browser security setting, and you will need to check with your LMS support to see if you can set it to work.
Mm-hmm. Perfect, thank you. Angela is asking, what about TinCan? Can we convert or have to recreate?
Sure, you can convert it to the TinCan and Experience API. Just go to Publish and select the Experience API format here. And in Experience API, you can also add the Experience API endpoint and everything you need to set it to work correctly.
And well, there is a question from James. Can you give me an example of how the execute JavaScript settings in quizzes has been used within the quiz settings?
So, for example, you can set up sending quiz results to your server. We have this option. We actually have an example on our website, an example of this script on our website that you can use to send quiz results to a server. Well, that is just an example how you can use it. I won't be able to demonstrate it right now, but if you're interested, you can check it on our website.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you very much. And Jury is curious how to make the videos to be played fast. Is it better to put video link into slide? If yes, then how?
Uh, do you mean to play the videos on high speed? If you want to set it up, so if you want to make the video faster when you're working on the video and present it as a normal speed to a user, I hope it makes sense. You can do that in the screen recording of iSpring. It is actually a video editor where you can change speed of your video. But if you want users to change the speed of the video, you can do that by adding a YouTube video that has this option. So yeah, you can use the YouTube one.
Awesome. So now in terms of questions, let's move on to the bottom so that we can cover a little bit of the ones are that we received right now. Vivienne is asking how to have a one SCORM package that includes multiple modules. For the type of e-learning courses that I do, the PowerPoint example you created today is considered one module in a course. So how
Yeah.
can I package multiple modules?
I see. I'm afraid that iSpring does not support this feature, so you won't be able to unite several modules to one when publishing. But for example, in iSpring Learn, you can create a course which will consist of your modules, and you can track the results on this course. I believe I believe other LMS systems also have this feature.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And next question from Danny about characters. Maybe you, Arena, know. How often do you create new characters for us to use in different professions or looks?
Actually, we do that quite often. I can't say how often exactly, but we collect all of the feedback from our customers and all of the requests, and then the most popular ones, and we implement the most popular ones. If you want to uh, if you want to make a suggestion on which characters we need to add, you can send us a request to support@ispring.com, and I'll be super happy to transfer it to our product development team.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot. Next question from Abhishek. Users are able to download the video embedded in the SCORM published course. How to stop this?
I see. Actually, you can just cover a video with some white, with a almost transparent shape. So just take a shape, cover the video with it, and um, set it to 99, set the field to 99% and set it to no line. But please note that the mouse over won't be triggered. I mean, the player won't be uh, opened on the mouse over, so that will completely cover the video. So you can probably just set it to play automatically, and that will start when a user opens the slide, and there will be no way to save it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Arena. Hope that helps. Sandy, question from Sandy. When publishing, what does the timeout lesson duration mean on the customization tab?
I see. Let me open that. So basically, if you set up the timeout here, the course will automatically close after the time is over. For example, if you set it to terminate lesson, the course will close in an hour, or you can just display the message. It will only show you that it's already 1 hour. And so I believe that helps.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Question from Zed. Please, what are AICC Experience API and CMI5?
So let me show you. So AICC is an older version of SCORM. It's not supported by most LMSs, and you need to use SCORM 1.2 or SCORM 2004. They are, I believe, the most common standard at the moment that most LMS supports. And Experience API is, on the contrary, it is more modern than SCORM, and there are learning management systems that support it. And that's great. If you have the support for Experience API, you can definitely use that. And they are different on how the user results are submitted to the LMS. So there is a difference in it, and Experience API is better in general, but I believe you can just check it on the website to see more options. But again, as I mentioned, you need to use the one that is supported by your LMS.
Thank you very much. So let's cover the last question for today and wrap up our webinar session. Paul is asking, is the data stored in iSpring Suite or via the LMS?
I see. So once you publish the course, no data is stored in iSpring Suite. It's just an authoring tool, and the data will be stored in the LMS where you upload this SCORM course.
All right, so it's time for us to wrap up our webinar session. I think it was a wonderful one. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today, for being so active and participating in these discussions. I guess we will see you at the next webinar. And of course, thanks to you, Arena, for this wonderful presentation. And to you, Stefan, for taking care of the questions in the chat and helping with most of them today. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm super happy that you were at this webinar, and I hope that will help you to enhance your future e-learning projects and help you to understand the SCORM standard better. Have a wonderful
Perfect.
day.
Yep. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you the next session. Don't forget to take the survey. Bye bye, guys.